At age 19, a series of circumstances led to a few sicknesses I would never get rid of. One of those sicknesses was anxiety, which quickly turned from a nagging stress to full-on panic attacks and fearful thoughts I could rarely cease thinking. Anxiety was always something I had, that I never really had a name for, until it became something I was, something that was always lingering, a switch to be flipped at any moment. From my experience, there are two things I know to be true about mental illness. One, there's no one way to experience it. There are certain events in my life, biological and situational, that cause me to have this thing in my head. And my exact experience with it is unlike anyone else's. When I hear someone say they also have anxiety, my first thought's not, they're just like me. It's, they can't possibly understand my anxiety, and I cannot possibly understand theirs. Two, there's no right or good way to describe it. We can call it anxiety. We can say it's like fear. But language and metaphor can only take us so far. There's no faultless way to describe mental or physical pain. Once when I was young, I saw a doctor for chronic back pain. She asked me to describe my pain on a scale of 1 to 10. But what did that mean? I called it a 7 because on a scale of all the back pain I'd ever experienced, or could imagine experiencing, it was a 7. I didn't know what someone else's 7 or 8 or 10 felt like. I only knew mine. And because I believed those two things, it meant that anxiety itself was inherently isolating. It meant in some ways that mental illness was the opposite of understanding, or the opposite of empathy. The word anxiety can't describe anxiety. Mental illness doesn't explain mental illness. These things aren't this word or that word. It's not like this thing or like that thing. It's just the feeling of what's in my head that I don't know how to make you understand, because it's not something you can understand. And yet, this book understood. John Green understood. Asa understood. Mental illness is the same conversation with loved ones, desperate to help but unable to fix. You're feeling scared? Kinda. Of what? It's not like that. The sentence doesn't have like an object. I'm just scared. It's a constant internal fight with no ending or winner. It's fine, you're fine, just kiss him. You need to check something. It's fine, just be fucking normal. Check to see if his microbes stay in you. Billions of people kiss and don't die. Just make sure his microbes aren't going to permanently colonize you. Come on, please stop this. He could have Campylobacter. He could be a non-symptomatic E. coli carrier. Get that, and you'll need antibiotics, and then you'll get C. diff, and boom, dead in 4 days. Please fucking stop. Just kiss him. Just check to make sure. It's a spiral, a constant spinning with an inability to stop. It's turtles all the way down. And that understanding doesn't fix anything, and it doesn't make the illness go away, but I believe it gives us a togetherness. Because even though our experiences are different, even though we can't explain or describe it, even though I don't fully understand Asa and she doesn't fully understand me, and I can't fully understand you, even though mental illness is inherently lonely and impossible to understand, I think the absence of something can be a togetherness. Silence can be a togetherness. Loneliness can be a togetherness. In some cases, it's the only kind of togetherness we have, because somehow we can be together even when we are so sure that we're not.
There's only one real way to have a moment of togetherness in this big room that hasn't existed before and won't exist again, and that is to not ba ba ba. Now, I heard a couple people sort of complain a little bit about this. I will point out two things. First, you've gotten to ba 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 every other time. Second, you don't know how amazing this is going to be. If it works.
It doesn't always work. I'm not going to name cities, but it does not always work. However, when it works, again, it's going to feel so good. And speaking of that, we are also, there's another part of the song where it's like, good times never seem so good. No. We're going to all be completely silent during the ba ba ba, the so good, and most importantly, during the surprise second ba ba ba. Everyone always forgets
they're so excited because they got the first one, and then they're like, ah, no! It's hard. There's a lot of people in this room. It's not easy to pull off.
It's almost impossible not to ba ba ba. You're gonna want to. You're gonna feel the urge. There's two ways this goes wrong. One, somebody just decides they want to ruin it. We can't do anything about that.
It happens.
Don't do that, but we can't do anything about it. The other way is that somebody accidentally ba ba ba, and that's okay. I understand we've all been that person at a time in our lives. But let me submit that you probably don't want to be that person right now.
Again, it doesn't always work. And we're talking silence. We're gonna try not to giggle. We're gonna try not to be like,
We are going to have
Nope.
a moment of true togetherness.
Right.
Silence on the ba ba ba, silence on the
It's
so
about
good,
us
so good.
all, not about any one person.
That's right, let's make this about everybody together here tonight.
When it began, I can't begin. You can sing along with this part. But then I know it's going strong. Was in the spring. The spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along?
Remember what we're doing.
Hands,
No ba ba ba.
touching hands, reaching out,
We can do this, Indianapolis.
touching me.
Remember,